Got it.
All right, we're back. I actually ended up playing 3 songs because we were just talking and I got totally wrapped up in the conversation for a moment. But we played Tweens. The song was called Be Mean. And then Moses and the Firstborn. That song was called Skinny Girl. Then the Murder City Devils, 18 Wheels. Is it me or are bands' names getting longer?
Well, that's the cool thing to do.
They're like really turning into full sentences. I can't even actually fit them in my iTunes screen anymore. It's really getting out of control. Never mind that because we have a short band name here. John and Brittany are here. Hi, guys.
Yeah, we cut the crap in our band. You know what I mean? It's like John and Brittany.
It's
That's
very
it.
self-explanatory. It's
That's
like you don't have to guess what it means. It's your name.
You know what? But everybody always asks us. I guess justifiably so for a 2-piece. We get that all the time. Somebody just asked me that this weekend. I went into 7-Eleven in New Jersey and he was like, "You're John and Brittany?" I was like,
"John, are you John and Brittany?
Are you John and Brittany?"
I was like,
"Because I can just leave because I don't need to be here anymore." No, well, when we first started playing, you know, like, it wasn't even a serious thing. So, like, it took us a while to even, like, realize we needed a name for what we were doing. And so we went through, like, some really awful, like, band names. And that's...
We had the Broken Teacups.
Broken Teacups.
Nice. Yeah.
Which was... It sounded too, like, twee pop or something, you know, and then we had Brit Roar and the Dinosaurs.
I swear to God, we had another one.
Yeah,
awesome.
you know.
I think we had another one.
And then, so eventually, I think, you know, we were just like, all right, let's just call it after ourselves. And
well, so it's interesting. So I know a lot of folks in Philadelphia, they already know who you are. You guys are playing everywhere, right? And if anybody's interested in learning more about you, they can certainly head on over to your website, which is johnbrittany.com. Brittany with 2 T's and John with an H.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Yes.
Thank you so much, yeah.
But what I didn't know, I went on your website today just to kind of like refamiliarize myself with you guys. The story of how you 2 met is awesome.
Awesome or awful? We don't
It's
know.
awesome, and it's on the website.
AW something.
And
you
I
know.
truly love it, and I would love for you guys to just share that story with everybody who's listening because it's really great.
Sure,
Right on.
sure.
Good,
Go
you
ahead. No, you.
We always
No.
do this.
All right. So I guess you have to go back to like the middle of like 2008, 5 years ago, roughly.
A couple years ago.
Yeah, and so Brittany, most people don't even realize this, but like she wasn't even a musician when we met. Like she did not play guitar or anything, but we just kind of like. We were talking online for a few months, and she kept saying, you know, "Oh, when's your next show?" Because, you know, I was really busy with my band, Ike, at the time. And, you know, so for like 5 months, she would be like, "Oh, I'll come to your show, you know, when is it?" You know, like, asked all the typical questions, you know, like, "What's the cover?"
A very important part of the story, though.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
The place where you were talking online.
Oh, yes. MySpace, baby.
MySpace, where everlasting.
Yeah, this is true. But
lots of great things happened on MySpace in 2005, 6, 7, 8.
It was not a bad time.
No, I'm kind of bummed because I just very recently deleted my MySpace, and now I kind of miss it.
I regret it.
Party
I
is
regret
now
that you did
gone.
that
Yeah.
because that was like a snapshot of a time that is now gone forever.
Exactly.
It's a
and
crying
I didn't mean
shame.
to interrupt the story, but it's
Yeah.
true. I mean, that was like, I actually met my fiance on MySpace.
My
No
goodness.
way.
My goodness.
That's fantastic.
In 2005.
And he wasn't even in our top 8.
He never made my top
Wow. I forgot about the top 8. Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
So, but anyway, so like months went by, you know, like I'd be like, "Oh, you know, yeah, come to the show." She never showed up to the show ever. And now that I know her, I know exactly why that she never showed up to the show, but eventually like it came like around December, and you know, there's like an annual Mistletoe Jam show that I'm pretty much the organizer of, along with Jackson
Show off.
from from MMR, and like so you know, she was going to come to that one, and I had this you know, I had this guy at Dobbs at the time who was running sound, and I was like, "Here, I'm like, take these tickets and sell them to this girl." Like, it was a very vague instruction, but he knew what I was talking about. And so, you know, the day that she was supposed to buy the tickets, you know, she was like hanging around in Dobbs, and how old were you at that time?
Were you legal?
She was
You
absolutely
must know
illegal. Absolutely illegal.
It's because I'm Spanish, isn't it?
Yes, that's
No,
right.
I think it was like 16.
Everything about you.
16,
No, you were
17?
you were 18.
18?
18 years old.
So you were young.
Yeah. So like, she doesn't buy the tickets from the guy, and the guy calls me at work because I work around the corner at Blue Bond, and he was like, "Yo, dude, like that chick didn't buy the tickets." Like, I'm like, "What the hell do you mean?" Like I had the whole thing set up. She like absolutely committed to it, and she changed her mind, which is like a running theme with her. So I walk down to Dobbs after work, and I'm like all pissed off, and I want my tickets back, and like she just kind of like walks by me, and I like tap her on the shoulder. I tap her on the shoulder, and I'm like, "Hi, Brittany," and she like looks at me. She doesn't really know who I am, but she kind of like say, "Hey, man, how's it going?" I say, "Yeah, you were supposed to buy these tickets," and she says the now infamous quote. Yeah, I was gonna buy the tickets, but I just spent all my money on weed.
And it was like, that was it.
And like I should have known from that moment on that
Now
she
he's
was
stuck
she
with
was
me, man.
trouble, and now
He's
look
stuck
at
with
me.
You know what? But whenever he tells that story, and we go through this all the time, he does the long version and I do the short version. I'm like, yeah, we were supposed to meet up for tickets. I didn't have the money. I spent it on some herb, and somehow, some way, I wound up going to the mistletoe jam. That's the story.
That's
See,
the story.
that's the shortcut way. He likes
I'm
over the hills and through the bushes. I don't know.
It's really a great story though, because I think I don't know what you're like
very
but I feel like that gets it. Like,
Well, you know what?
that is our relationship to this day in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Like that was basically the same thing that happens over and over and over again in whatever situation
we
we're
actually
in.
hung out that night at the mistletoe jam afterwards, and I tried to light a cigarette in his car, and he was like, "Oh, you can't do that." And
Yeah,
I was like,
no, I didn't. I wasn't
swear,
like.
man.
I was like, you said, "Hey, you mind if I smoke in your car?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah, but you were
That's the short story. You're like telling the roundabout long version of it.
touche.
You were playing music. How did you guys end up then deciding that this was where the relationship was gonna head?
Well, like we became friends really quickly. We bonded over music, even though she wasn't a musician at the time. Like, everything that we talked about the first night that we hung out had to do with music that we loved in common. And we were talking about the Ramones and the Beatles and everything that really is kind of like the foundation of our passion for music. And I was just like floored at how much she knew about stuff that happened like well before her time,
Right.
and just like how much we were connecting over it, like, really kind of floored me. So, we became friends really quickly and became very tight. And I noticed that she had posted some of her poems on her MySpace. And, they were a little angsty, a little dark, but I kind of dug them, And so eventually she kind of like let me, like, she had like probably like 6 or 7 copybooks of stuff, of like poems and stuff, and she just like plopped the whole pile down in front of me. It was like,
really
you can look through these if you want. And so I just kind of like had this, I felt like really like weirdly honored in a way, because like a lot of times, people don't just share that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, it's very personal to read.
Yeah.
And so, I noticed a few of, the pieces in there, like, seemed like I could turn them into songs. So, like, the first few things that we wrote together were actually just me putting music to some words that she had written. But they were pretty good.
Does any of that make
You were
this
damn
record?
good.
Well, no, all of the songs on our current records are written more recently, but one of, probably the second song we ever wrote together ended up on an Ike record.
Oh, really?
And that was really kind of like the first thing that kind of like started her down the path of like playing, because, we recorded the song, and we just started talking. I was like, wouldn't it be cool if like you played that song with us?
No, that's BS.
What do you mean?
That's
bullshit.
No, because I called him drunk one night, and I was like, I kind of know how to play guitar. Can I play this song with you guys that I wrote? Is that okay?
Okay. I kind of forgot that part.
Yeah, no. Of course you did, John. Of course you did. You always did.
I received so many drunken phone calls from you that was just like blended in, you know.
So you said that there's 4 members of John and Brittany?
We have a full band behind us. We have Carl Boehner on drums, and we have Michael O'Brien on bass.
Currently, I mean, it kind of does switch around a lot.
Yeah, we have rhythm sections from East Coast, West, and like in between. I joke around. We go anywhere that we need a rhythm section. We can be like, hey, listen, you want to do this with us? You know. But that's what's so cool, because you know everything that he's had from his career, you know, prior to John and Brittany, we can utilize those contacts and all of those things that come along with it.
So I do want to talk a little bit about your career prior to John
Sure.
Brittany, because you pretty much have solidified your spot in Philadelphia music. I think. Well, I mean,
What kind of spot would that be?
it's a good spot.
Okay.
2 bands.
The G spot of Philadelphia music, baby.
The G spot of Philadelphia
You went there.
music.
You hear it here first.
There are 2 bands that I know of that you were in prior to John and Brittany.
Yes.
I don't know if there's more, but
Probably.
the Caulfields.
Yes.
In the 90s, which signed band. You guys put out a bunch of stuff.
We had 2 albums on A&M Records in the 90s.
And that was more punk type music?
I guess no. I mean, it was more like 90s rock. You know,
yeah.
I mean, but the poppier side of it, because we were always, you know, more on the Beatle-y end of what was going on in the 90s.
And then Ike came in the 2000s, right?
Right. I mean, basically what happened is the Caulfields had their run, and then directly after that band broke up, I kind of like quote unquote went solo. So for like 2 years, I had this thing called John Fay Power Trip, which then all the members of that became Ike.
Got it. Okay.
Because we decided we needed to name the band. Getting back to that whole topic.
So I moved to Philly in 1999-ish. But I lived in the burbs for a while, so I didn't get to the actual city living part until 2003. But I had heard of Ike, and I wasn't even really at that point. You know,
were not immersed in the scene at that point.
Immersed into the scene.
Yeah, I mean, for being a completely DIY independent band, we accomplished a lot, I think. You know, I mean, like Ike has, you know, more records to their credit than the Caulfields ever did. You know, I mean, the Caulfields only did like 2.5 albums, and there's like 6 or 7 Ike records out there.
That's amazing.
You know, so, and, you know, to me, it's just like been one long, continuous thing. You know, like I don't really like delineate all that much, because it's always just kind of like me following my passion for music.
Do you both sing and play guitar? In the current configuration of John and
Whenever
Brittany?
people ask me if I sing over the mic, I tell them I prefer to call it screeching like a pterodactyl. No, I do. I like screaming more. Not screaming.
She's
but, you know.
She's a gang vocal kind of gal.
I'd rather just jump around and freak people out a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I would
freak
love
me
to
out.
jump to a track just let people listen to one. So
Sure.
We could talk a little bit about the music. I have the album here. Is this self-titled?
It's Start Sinning.
Start Sinning.
It's not on the album itself.
get
It's
it
on
out
this
fast
piece of
enough.
plastic that I ripped off for you.
John there you
go.
Start Sinning. What would be there's 10 tracks on here? Your best, the best track to kind of introduce folks if they haven't heard.
Well, why don't you play the title song?
Dirty Little Magazine.
Or whichever
Yeah, I
one,
think
or
Dirty
Dirty
Little
Little
Magazine.
Magazine, since you can play all the profanity here.
Could that be like our theme song?
It could be.
Yeah, there we
Dirty
go.
Little Magazine?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a slightly different subject matter than what we cover in that mag, but I think it would be
But it could work, just the title alone. I'm
Absolutely.
kind of digging it. All right, we're going to play Dirty Little Magazine, and we'll come back with more questions. We'll find out what this song is all about. And we're going to talk about your open mic tonight, shows coming up, all sorts of stuff happening.
Awesome.
We'll be back in just a minute.
I don't know.
we're having a really great conversation here right now about plants in South Philly. But because I was saying that I used to live in an apartment where we were growing like basil and parsley and stuff. It wasn't weed, but it totally looked like it. And no one ever said anything. And Brittany was just saying that she ran into a zucchini plant.
Yeah. we named them. I can't remember what I named them.
I actually lived in South Philly when I had my plants in my windows.
Oh, where'd you live?
At 5th and Dickinson.
Oh, I was right at 9th and Washington.
So something happens in South Philly. You grow things.
But
that's what goes down in South Philly.
You know what? The landlord is like this Greek guy, and he grew zucchini. He got it from the Italian market. Grew it in his backyard. And it just sprouted like a demon zucchini plant.
Demon zucchini plant.
Did you ever eat it?
No.
That would be a little.
She doesn't eat fruits or vegetables.
You don't eat fruits or vegetables?
No, I do. I love vegetables.
Kidding.
We were also talking about Wawa, too, which is also important to know. Anyway, so Dirty Little Magazine. Let's talk about the track. What's it about?
Ooh. Britt?
I hate when you do that.
Why?
Did you write it, Brittany?
Yeah, you know what? It always starts, like he said, with my poem or lyrical idea. And then from that we form this weird kind of combination of words and music, and then we blend that together. But I think it was one of those things where you realize what it's about after you write it. You know what I mean? Like, he always explains this song like the power of rock and roll, you know what I mean? But that sounds so like 80s hair band thing to say.
How dare you? How dare you?
No, so it's kind of just about capturing that moment, you know what I mean? That electric, what's the word I'm looking
for? The thrill of your first porno mag.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, that's what
I fucking remember that like it was yesterday.
So this is you write the lyrics, and then
I think it's wrong to have such a strict division of labor because we both do both.
Collaborate.
But the songs always start with her original lyrics. But a lot of times, we'll need to write a different section of lyrics, and sometimes my point of view kind of creeps in a little bit. But as far as music goes, a lot of one of the things that I love about writing songs in this band is that a lot of her musical ideas are really cool to me because they don't come from a cliched musical background viewpoint. You know what I mean? Because she kind of, she wasn't a schooled musician, so a lot of her chord changes, they're unusual. They don't necessarily go down the beaten path of what normal chord progressions are, and so I really like that. And so so it's kind of my job to kind of maybe make sense out of a lot of the different pieces of the puzzle, and to try to take some of her more oddball musical ideas and try to incorporate them.
But you know what, we butt heads a lot. With every
a lot.
I really do.
A lot.
Even we're in the process of writing new songs now. We went up the other day into his apartment and we started writing. And we got 2 songs in, we got them, we knocked them out, and then we got to the 3rd new song. And I was just sitting there I'm not doing this.
Yeah, but you were completely PMS also.
Oh yeah, no, I totally. Why would you say that now, man?
Every man.
Because it's the truth.
Seriously.
Listen.
I'm holding you down, brother.
She's listen.
A whole different world.
That men also have PMS. There's.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
Oh,
I absolutely do. That's why I feel perfectly fine in saying that she had PMS.
Okay.
With our old rhythm section, we said Brittany's on the P, so they knew when not to, mess with me. Man.
Yeah, but it was kind of like it was like a 2.5 week cycle though. Weren't you just on the P? Would be the main.
So wait, if you wrote the song, then what was your first porno magazine?
I've never had one. Actually, my first porno. My first porno magazine was
the one in that picture.
Yeah, on the back of that cover, I ordered it.
You didn't order it.
Well, we bought it on the street in South Philly, right around the.
From just some guy
From like a magazine, cigarettes.
No, it's in the booklet that's in there.
The booklet. Yeah, because I think that the newer generations are not really privileged to have magazines anymore.
Yeah, it's all on.
Right.
It's not the same. It's not the
but
same.
But it takes away from it, though. I think.
What?
It takes away from the nostalgia of original.
Here's the nostalgia of original.
I feel like fucking Howard.
Who are you? Who are you? Do I know you? Yeah. So we had this concept for the photo shoot for Start Sinning. You know, like we were like, well, let's kind of like riff on Dirty Little Magazine and actually like be looking at a porno mag in the photo. And so
just for the folks at home so they know, John is looking at a porno mag, Brittany's sitting down with a bottle of liquor, smoking a cigarette in front of church doors.
There you go.
Just to really set the stage.
Ta-da! So we were at the studio, like the church, and we asked our friend Mariano Mattei, who's the owner there, like, yo, Mar, where do we get a porno mag around here?
Go down the street, take a left.
Oh yeah, like he knew, like it wasn't even like any it was no head scratching on his part. He was like, yeah, you go down to the corner and there's a guy like on the there's a newsstand at
But this cat is
Broad and Oregon or whatever.
He's super Italian, so he's like, yeah, just go down the corner. When you get to the corner, just make sure that you and I'm like, this guy didn't bat an eyelash when we asked him, you know.
So we go down there and like they keep those magazines like off to the side and like
covered up
in a little display thing. So I was like, oh man, I'm kind of nervous about like ordering, So I was like, you do it. So she just walked up and I forget how you said it, but it was really funny. You were like, yeah, can I steal that hustler with the chick with the red bra or something like that?
The broad with the
red bra.
And they didn't even flinch.
They didn't.
No,
I guess their business is booming right there on the corner of South Philly,
Exactly.
Well, lots of weird things happen in South Philly.
Yes. So to have
we've got zucchini plants, we've got porn magazines.
There's all
South
sorts
Philly
of
is just
crazy
blossoming.
good combo.
So
good combo.
our question of the new question of the night. I just changed it. Our original question of the night was, what's your favorite movie or TV show, binge watch TV show to watch on a snow day? That was the question of the evening. So I'm going to let you guys stew on that. We're going to play another song when we come back.
Stew.
You're going to grab your answers for snow day television. Dan also presented a new question to the audience of what was your first porno mag. But I'm saying...
I want to know. I want to connect with our audience.
Your generation especially didn't go buy porno magazines. You just Google.
No,
and unless it was like Victoria's Secret or something, if you're counting that.
No.
National Geographic.
No.
All right.
What?
Now,
What is it?
It was still in hard copy. Growing
okay.
up. So
Very hard copy.
I mean, my first porno mag was there was a guy down the street.
You're really just say it.
No. Listen, there was a guy down the street. Not the same situation.
Not in South Philly.
He was they were throwing out. It was just the weirdest thing in the entire world. They were throwing out a baby crib, and inside the baby crib, had a bunch of shit in it. And me and my buddies.
It's like before and after.
Exactly.
I'm telling you, our 2-month-old just was jerking off all day.
This conversation
literally found a stack. It was a bunch of other shit in there, but there was a stack of just like 20 or 30 porno mags, and me and my buddy were like, "Oh shit!"
You were like jackpot.
We're like, "Oh my god!"
How old were you? Like
jackpot.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, jackpot.
Got home, ran straight upstairs, and we were just like, "What did we get?" Not 2 seconds later, my dad's knocking on the door, like,
"Where's my magazine?"
Share the wealth, kid.
And then immediately taken away, and all my fun ruined. So so short-lived.
That's a shame.
Yeah, well, for a moment you got.
And then the internet.
I don't know.
And then the internet really happened.
I don't know why when you were telling that story. Have you guys seen the little video for the new movie out, Devil's Due or something, with the little demonic baby? You haven't seen this? It's gone viral like all over. But
oh yeah, I have.
Psychotic.
Like, it's got, like, the real,
it's like spewing vomit. It's insane. But I thought of that when you said the crib and the porno magazine.
I think of you when I think of spewing vomit.
That's so sweet.
Yamala.
I can't think of a more appropriate song to go to right now than Start Sinning.
Alright.
All the sin.
Let's do.
That we just talked about. We're going to play Start Sinning when we get back. We're going to talk more with John and Brittany. Don't go anywhere.
Vomit, prick.
So Brian was just checking in via text. Brian, if you're listening, hello. The interview is going swimmingly with John and Brittany.
So much better without
Swimmingly.
So much better without Brian. We just played Start Sinning off of the Start Sinning album. When did this album come out?
It came out on January 1st, 2013.
January 1st. Great cover.
Thank you.
Yeah, who did the art?
Yeah.
The front cover was done by our friend Mike Levy, who people might recall was the lead singer of Jealousy Curve from Philly. And he's an amazing artist. And so we commissioned the piece.
It is a hand-drawn picture of the two of you, and there's like lots of stuff.
Yeah, there's stuff on it. Yeah, like there's the original piece of art is actually like he photographed us first, and then he sketched our faces from the photos, but then it became like a collage piece also. So the stuff that you're referring to is actually like, collage elements.
You know what?
Not
That's insane
painted.
that you say that, though. What show is that we played? We had a kid come up to us and say, "I totally understand your music. This is Illuminati." And I was like, "Whoa, buddy, hey." He said, "I see the, I see the money sign and the wings and all these things." And I was like, "Oh, dude, man, no, you're sorely mistaken. That's absolutely not what we're about." But we get into this huge, really elaborate conversation.
Was that the kid in Phoenixville?
Check this kid out. Was it Phoenixville?
I think so.
Whatever gig we played, and he was like, "Oh, I get it now." I was like, "No, you don't."
People love to talk about Illuminati now.
Yeah, well,
Like, it's like,
Any
that's
kind
like
of
the thing.
conspiracy.
I
thing
actually
going on.
just
we just wanted a picture with like an angel in a bikini on the front.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Come on, man.
There
I know
is
that
an
there's
angel
higher
bikini.
motives to this. Angel bikini.
No, I'm kind of over the whole Illuminati talk. Jay-Z, he kind of brought that into the limelight again. And
You know what? I just saw an
Whatever.
interview with Prince from a few years ago. I've been on a Prince kick lately, and he
Always
was
a
talking
good
Finally.
about. Yeah, I know. He was talking
Prince and I
about.
share the same birthday.
Do you really?
Yeah, just-
Oh my God, I'm jealous. He was
throwing
actually
it
on
out
New
there.
Girl the other night.
Yes.
Like I think
My
2 weeks
favorite
ago.
show.
I don't like it, but I saw he was on, so I was like, I gotta watch it. Did
I
you
don't
watch
like
the
it
episode?
either.
It was great.
Take it
He's
back.
just in love
It
with
was
Don't
great.
say you
Zoe.
don't like
That's
New
really
Girl.
all
Yeah.
that it is. It has nothing to do with the show.
Just Prince.
Yeah, sorry. But anyway, continue.
What was I talking
You're at a
about?
Prince.
You're on your
I don't know.
yeah, no,
I was
so
completely
Prince-
tuned out.
Illuminati.
Yeah, Prince was just,
Jay-Z.
exposing the Illuminati and their secret plan to devour the world.
Right.
Anything-
I mean, we have a secret plan to devour the world, but we're not affiliated with them.
Singing in Skittles, baby.
That's-
Singing in Skittles.
That's
You
right.
said- We were talking. Go ahead.
Yeah,
We were talking about Dewey Beach. Or?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna bring it back a little bit. Skittles, yes, but Smarties are now a problem during your shows.
I mean, it's such a weird thing, but so we have this song Zoloft, and so as a promotional item, we got these, little phony pill bottles that we filled up with Smarties to, give out, or, if someone was particularly a sucker, we would sell them to them. But so.
At the merch team.
Right. Well, we have a thing that's available called the Vice Pack, which is a bottle of John and Brittany Zoloft, and then a pack of John and Brittany Cigarillos, which is named after another one of our songs. It's candy cigarettes, and then we have little miniature whiskey bottles.
That's awesome.
So
Really nice.
that's the Vice Pack.
That is a good
But
idea.
so I think what you were getting at was the story is that when we played at the TLA last March with Silvertide at the end of the show, Brittany kind of decided that she would do some band promo by going out onto South Street and handing out our Smarties. Or our Zoloft bottles, and I guess
I'm not a drug peddler.
I'm a real
I guess some people thought that she was really trying to hawk something to their kids.
Now that you say it was on South Street, I'm really surprised because I feel like there would be totally embraced.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
be
Like
lining
people would
up.
be
Absolutely.
throwing South
You'd think
Street.
so, man. You'd think so.
Yeah, people are getting uptight everywhere.
Yeah,
you know.
but by the way, I think that's probably one of the coolest parts.
There's
That
a
was
guy
one of the coolest
that
parts of that show.
skateboards down South Street in tight clothing with a bugle daily, and no one even blinks an eye.
But don't give out Smarties.
But don't
You
give
can't be
out
doing
Smarties.
South Street
Yeah, so
is
like
its
yes,
fair share.
yeah. So people are snorting Smarties now.
That's awful. I can't believe that.
Well, you know,
it is awful. Now what are we gonna hand out?
Not to digress too much, but just going back to like the porn and stuff. Kids are bored because they have accessibility to everything.
Yeah.
They just go online and they don't know what to do with themselves.
You know what else they're doing? They're putting gummy bears in like a bowl of vodka. They blow the gummy bear up to a huge size.
Yes.
They take it to school. They give it to their classmates, and the classmates are
getting
getting
hammered.
off. While they're these are like elementary school kids. But like the shit that they're coming up with, I'm like, they really need to get off the internet. They
Pretty
need to go
creative
out,
stuff.
Get some fresh air.
John's like, I'm gonna go try this.
Oh no.
What
See,
happened?
that's the thing. It's like I'm the most straight edge person in rock music, probably, which is one of the reasons why this is so entertaining.
The duel.
The dichotomy.
Yin and yang. I tell everybody, it's the yin and yang. Absolutely.
So how does it work when you guys started? How did you learn, first of all, the instrument effectively to be on stage with it? Did you like lock yourself in a room for a week and was
No.
like, I'm gonna learn how to do this?
No way.
No.
No, you know what? I blame all of my musical ongoings from my grandfather. He's a guru. I swear he is. He's like this old hippie, anti-hero.
Yeah.
But he's great, and he's an amazing musician, all-around musician. He's got great taste. He kind of taught me, John kind of taught me. I picked up from watching people, and I learned off, some YouTube videos and scales and books, and so it's a little bit of everything. But
She did take lessons for like 2 weeks, right?
then the guy got pissed off because I didn't learn it. He was like,
She
"Just
didn't
leave."
do her guitar homework, so like the guy basically
That's
kicked
no
her out.
joke. That's no joke.
It's no
Instructors will
It's some
not play
serious
around
stuff,
with you.
man. Yeah, but I was like, come I didn't do regular homework. I'm not going to do guitar homework.
Yeah.
That's the
tough.
fun homework.
I was saying when John came in, I took voice lessons off of John for a few weeks.
That's
But
too
I-
funny. I
Yeah,
can't
that
believe
is really
Yeah.
wild.
Well, why did you take it? Just for like general purpose, or?
I studied voice my whole life, and then I stopped, like just
Oh, wow.
abruptly.
Do you
years
play
ago.
or?
I can play the piano, kind of, and I can play some string instruments, kind of.
Right.
I'm by no means good. I'm not one of those people that has natural ability that you could just sit at an instrument and pick it up.
Right.
I really have to work at it in order for it to be productive. Singing I did for years. Anyway, I went back and I took some lessons off of John and realized that it was much harder as I was older.
Aw.
It wasn't as easy as when I was younger to do all of those things. But it's just ironic, and now look at
And
where
now
you are
look at us.
on a radio show, like
Are you
7
still
years
doing
later.
I know.
8 years later.
What?
Do you still teach lessons?
I don't teach lessons at Blue Bond anymore, but I'm a band instructor there. But I do private vocal lessons instead, so I can charge more.
We have
There you go.
we have Tony the firefighter in the chat room who said, "Fucking fires today! Stop burning your houses down, people." I think there's probably some seriousness behind that. Jim Cunningham
Sounds
said,
it.
Anytime John and Brittany is involved, a fire might ensue. So.
Jim Cunningham is sent off to Wawa in the liquor store for some gummy bears and vodka. Amen. So are all of us.
All right.
We want to say hello to Cold Roses, Michelle Singer. We got her in the chat room tonight, 420 Watch, and of course Gas House Radio and a bunch of other people.
Everybody's in the
chatting
chat
with us.
room. Take off your pants, everyone.
Also, head on over
Sex
to
location.
our Twitter, which is at That Music Mag. If you have any questions for John and Brittany, you can send them there, and Michelle will let us know what they are, and we will make sure that they get answered. And head on over to the website, because we didn't mention that yet, thatmusicmag.com, to get all the latest new album releases, show reviews, and see any kind of upcoming events that are happening. So I just wanted to mention all that. You guys do an open mic, correct?
Yes, we do.
At Dobbs.
Correct.
And that is this evening,
It is every Wednesday.
every Wednesday.
In fact, next Wednesday is the 3rd anniversary of the open mic
Oh, wow,
that we've
is
been
it?
hosting.
3rd anniversary.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes.
What kind of interesting characters come into the open mic at Dobbs on a Wednesday?
Oh, so many. So very many. I mean, that's really the reason that it's
Fulfilling.
because I mean, it's kind of like you just never know who's going to show up. And there's, the thing that I love about Dobbs Open Mic is that, like, everybody who plays there is really good. Like, there's a very low, like, hack factor. However, within that, there is, like, such a range of artists that shows up regularly. Obviously, like, one of our favorites is this guy, Bunny Savage, who I don't know if you guys have heard him or covered him, but he's probably one of the most unique individuals and artists that I've ever met, and I love it when he shows up. And
What does he play?
Yeah,
well, I mean, his thing is that like,
Kind of like a parody
Uh,
song.
I mean, he does like overtly provocative material. Let's put it that way. You know,
Find out what Bunny's first porno mag was.
Oh man, I wouldn't want to know.
it was
I wouldn't
probably
know.
like one of those like ones with like very specialty like fetish
Lemon party.
like lemon party.
So every night, Wednesday night, it's
Every
what's the
Wednesday.
Start.
Sign-ups are at 8, music at 9.
I actually have to stop by, so I live right on South Street.
Yeah, well, why haven't you been?
7th.
Oh wow, man, totally. Stop by
I'm right
sometime.
there.
Yeah, please.
I would love to see something interesting characters, because I'm not kidding about the dude with the horn that skateboards up and down South Street.
I know who you're talking. Oh no, I don't know who you're talking about. I'm a liar.
What about the guy that plays the whistle during like he's been in jams with like
Oh, Stan the Man.
yeah.
Stan the
Like a
Man.
whistle? Like a regular? or
Yeah, like
legitimate,
like if there like for example if there's like a breakdown in a disco song
Yeah.
and you hear like
Yeah,
that's Stan.
killing it.
Yeah.
So
But-
we know, go ahead.
Yeah, no, he is definitely, I would count him amongst the fascinating characters. Stan is also the pirated DVD impresario of South Street
Oh, yeah?
as well.
Yeah,
So
I
the
But
guy.
his,
So-
but DVDs aren't good though. They're not.
they
good.
aren't?
No.
I always
Oh,
feel
you're
like-
oh, you
Business
just
right
called
now.
out
I
Stan.
always
You
feel
better
guilty
watch
when
it.
when I judge the
The quality of the
quality
bootleg.
of a
Yeah,
bootleg.
but he is a fascinating character. Like
We
but-
bump it, but anywhere that we go, we just attract the most unorthodox. I mean, completely.
we attract weirdos. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, eclectic characters. Anywhere, East Coast, West Coast, in between, we just come across these people. That, I mean, it's great. It's
People
really,
are
really great. I love
weird everywhere, but you have to be open to
the weirdness,
accepting
the
it.
wackiness.
You have to.
It might
yeah.
be the neon pink hair that attracts them.
Maybe.
No, she wasn't always pink.
No, I just started doing it purples and pinks within the past like 2 years, I think.
We're getting a lot of bronies into the band now.
Bronies?
Yeah, you know.
It's a brony.
Really?
Jabroni.
No, it's bronies are like male adult fans of My Little Pony.
Oh.
You never heard of this? It's a phenomenon, dude. You didn't know this?
Wow.
I did
Wow.
not know about
Look
this.
it up.
Wow.
Look it up.
I didn't know about that either.
There's
That's
there's
kinda
actually
creepy.
there's actually a documentary about it.
Is
About
there
bronies?
really?
Bronies, yeah.
That's what they're called, bronies?
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought of jabroni.
What from
Wow.
Always
Male
Sunny?
adult- male
Right
adult
now.
Guys, a jabroni.
No, from
That's
the
insanity.
rap song.
All right, we need to get your answer to the question of the night.
What was the
too.
question again?
Your favorite snowed-in television
Ah.
show, like a binge-watching television show or movie.
Well,
I know mine's is Chopped. Anything on the Food Network is amazing. I love Chopped because
stuff.
they literally
Jody's
give you.
geeking out over here. She was like,
I love it.
And Food Network.
Oh, I love the Food
your
Network.
basket
But what
is
yeah, they give them this basket filled
a
with like
small
the most
goat.
useless of ingredients. It's like here's a shoe and here's a piece of cotton candy and a corn on the cob. Make that work.
Make it
it's
something
insane.
delicious.
Yeah, it's
The
insane.
one
you
last
go.
night, they actually had pickle popsicles that they had to use.
wow.
Oh no!
That's
but
weird.
like what they do with all of these things, they make it work, and I swear to God, I could watch episode after episode after episode. Anything on the Food Network, I'm like, yes. Diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Yep.
I hate
down
Guy
with-
Fieri. I hate him.
Fieri.
He sucks.
You don't hate him enough to
I
not
like
pronounce his
barbecue-
name right.
That's how you
Fieri.
say it.
I
That's how
know.
you say it. I like his barbecue sauce. It's
Oh,
fucking
do you?
phenomenal, Yeah.
Oh, do
So
you?
good.
The guy that owns Veg Restaurant in Philadelphia, I can't think of his name right now. That's really awful of me. One Chopped recently. A couple
Nice.
months
Oh
ago.
no way!
Wow.
The vegetarian edition of Chopped. He used to have Horizons, which was like
Oh.
off of 7th and South, and it was a vegetarian
Horizons Cafe.
restaurant. And
Yes.
now they opened Veg, which is just straight. I think
Where's it
it
at?
might be vegan.
Where's
It's
Veg
on
at?
like 12th and Locust.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about that place. Sounds
I-
good.
It might actually be all vegan. I don't know. Anyway, he won Chopped
wow.
in like June, which is kind of exciting.
I'm telling you, that show will be the death of me. Anything on the Food Network.
And Nicholas, I can't think of his last name either, who owns Laurel Restaurant on Passyunk, just won Top Chef last week.
Oh wow!
Philly's taking
Actually, the owner of Philly Sound Studios, Mariano Motte, he just had this huge thing with the food thing. What was it? He got offered to
Yeah.
cook this whole meal entered this contest for what was the
But I
show?
forget the show.
Yeah, it was like a really big Food Network show.
Awesome.
I mean, they haven't gotten back to him yet, so I don't know how
That
that's...
will never happen to me. I will never get a call from the Food Network and have them say, come on to a show. And that would be like my dream. Like, actually...
Never say never. You don't know that.
You know, I'm pretty sure. But, there are some, like, I'm like kind of like like chefs are what I geek out about. Like, I get nervous. I get very, like, I can't even talk about them, see? I recently took my mom to see Ina Garden, like 2 months ago. She was here in Philadelphia. And I took my mom to see her. We were the 4th row, and I was like almost in tears because I adore her so much.
wow.
You know, chefs are like the new rock stars.
They really are the new rock
in
stars.
so many ways.
Don't shut up, dude.
This conversation
laugh.
completely got away from me.
Yeah, well, where were we before we got onto
Monica
the...
Lynn Chase at Cutthroat Kitchen is her face. Her face.
We didn't get John's movie.
answer.
Oh, yeah, what's yours?
Oh, the Snowden thing? Well, I don't really binge watch a lot of things, but there was this Netflix show called Orange is the New Black,
Yeah.
which I did
Amazing.
binge watch.
Love it.
So that was a very cool favorite. But actually, like, literally the last time we got snowed in the other week, I decided I was going to start watching 24 again. So I watched season 1, which was awesome.
They have a mini-series coming out in like 2 months.
I know.
in April.
Well, I didn't know that at the time, so imagine my surprise.
I know, right?
Maybe I'm psychic. I don't know.
That would be awesome. All right, we're going to go into some more music. When we come back, I want to talk about your upcoming shows that you have.
Okay.
And, of course, let everybody know where they can find you. And say hello to everybody in the chat room one more time. Don't forget, if you have any questions for John and Brittany, head on over to our Twitter. It's @thatmusicmag. Or head on over to our website and check out all the latest articles, thatmusicmag.com. We'll be back in just a minute. Zola.
And that box is growing cool. I took a hike, then I took a walk.
I decided to play Zola because we were talking about drugs.
It's a very short song, also.
And it seemed appropriate at the time. Anyway, what do you guys have upcoming? I know you have some big shows, right?
Yeah, well, our next show that we're really psyched about is on February 28th at a place called The Record Collector. It's actually a record store, like a real record store that sells records in Bordentown, New Jersey. And it's such a cool place. We both went up there last week just to like drop off some CDs and posters and stuff, and it is just like unbelievable collection of
We walked
vinyl.
away with some vinyl.
And like they are doing like so much cool stuff. Like they have like an entire back to the store where they're digitizing like all their vinyl.
Really?
And it's like they're like
It's a real deal, yeah.
it's really intense. And they also have like a built-in like stage and everything. So they have shows there pretty frequently. And we are opening for Ricky Bird, who is the guitar player for Joan Jett and the Blackhearts.
Awesome.
So we're really
And
pumped about
Roger
that.
Daltrey
And he's played with like Roger Daltrey and like a bunch of other people too.
Yeah.
So
I saw.
I mean, he's the guy from the I Love Rock and Roll video. That's the guy.
That's the guy.
You know,
There you
that's
go.
him.
How's it go, John?
I saw Joan Jett at Warped Tour, and
Oh, man,
that
how
same
great
show
is that?
saw a middle-aged woman punch a 17-year-old girl in the face for that guy's guitar pick.
I believe it.
Boosh.
Wow. That's vicious, man.
Hey.
That's some serious, you
When a
know.
middle-aged woman punches a teenager for your guitar pick, you've made it.
Yeah,
I
right?
think that's a exciting moment.
That's pretty cool.
That should just be
That's pretty cool.
If that doesn't show you you've made it, I don't know what will.
Yeah,
Exactly.
seriously. I mean, that really is it.
Have you guys had any kind of crazy fan experiences at any of your shows? Any John and Brittany shows get a little
Fan experiences?
You mean aside from bronies?
Yeah, Brittany's got a little bit.
Yeah, you know, that's
Good
pretty.
call. Good
I don't know.
Definitely.
I don't think we have like psycho fans really. I mean,
The look that Brittany's giving me right now, if I could only.
well, maybe I'm just like too I have too much tunnel vision about it because like she probably has like all the psychos,
It's
and I'm
It's
just the
creepy
guy that
line.
gets to like watch and point and laugh, you know.
like this is kind of off subject, but I accidentally uploaded a picture to Facebook yesterday, an inappropriate picture of myself, and I was trying to upload a picture of myself and my boyfriend, and this creepy kid that comes to our shows liked the picture. This kid that looks up to us, this like 14-year-old little boy saw it, and he was like, "My life's complete," and I was like, "Oh my god!" Probably screenshot the picture. Oh,
I'm telling you, if this band goes anywhere, it's over.
That picture will be.
We have to make sure that we
It's not
only
always
have
that
a
look
certain
good in
level of success because otherwise that picture's going to be everywhere.
Your behind the music would be awesome.
Yeah,
right?
well, our behind the music is absolutely going to be an like incredible
It's the
story.
AW. It's the AW. Awful or awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a good call.
So, speaking a little bit of controversy and craziness, do you guys have any special input on the what's going on with Raw Philly?
I mean,
So how did
here's the deal, you know, like like we kind of got involved with Raw because initially it was the director of our music video, Nicole Agostino, who's an amazing director, and she's worked in all kinds of like film and TV projects. She got involved with it, and she kind of helped us kind of like get our foot in the door, and it seemed like a really cool thing. You know, like the concept of it is very cool. You know, it's like all different forms of creative expression under one roof. So you have music, art, photography, fashion, film, all in one show. So the idea of it is really cool. The business model of it, however, is pay to play, meaning you're responsible for like $300 worth of tickets in order to be part of this show. And for us, we kind of take the attitude of like, if it's the right situation, we're willing to do that if we feel that it's right. And ultimately, I think it paid off for us because we did win Philly Raw Artist of the Year for 2013, and that's a nice little feather in the cap. But
And much deserved.
well, thank you. But the thing is like, the thing that made it such a good experience for us was, completely like all of the people that worked for Philly Raw, from Fred, who was the head of it, this girl Martina, who was incredible like production manager, and everyone who worked for Raw was just like, they're just amazing people, But then you find out that they're being treated well by the national organization.
The higher ups from them.
And, I guess the scandal you're referring to was, that one of the people that runs sound and production for them just wasn't getting paid for their services. And, when bands are paying to play, like, where's all that money going? Because it's definitely coming in. Right. So, I don't know any details beyond what, was kind of publicly aired on Facebook. But, for us, to see the people that made the experience go so well for us, kind of like not in that organization anymore. We're kind of like, we have no real intention of like furthering our relationship with them on a national scale, because, everything that was ever positive that happened for us through that was through those people. And if they're not there, then what's the point, So it's a nice little accolade for our resume, but beyond that, like if people are not being treated well, then we really don't want to be associated beyond that.
Right. And they might come out and branch on to do something new, like Friends.
Oh, I'm sure they will. In fact, they say so much as said so, actually.
Yeah, so hopefully that gets all cleared up and everything like that. But talking about a little bit of your accolades, you had a song at one point called the coolest song of all time.
Not of all time.
The world? No.
Yes. Start Sinning, which is the title track off of our record. Little Steven Van Zandt has his own channel on Sirius XM called The Underground Garage, and it's really cool, and he hand picks a song every week to be quote unquote the coolest song in the world.
That's
so
awesome.
we were given that honor in April of last year, and it was very cool. And at the end, there's like a year-end poll, and we finished third overall for coolest song of the year, only behind Joan Jett, oddly enough, who won. Yeah.
That's amazing. Can people still nominate you guys for Homie Awards? Is that still
Well, the nominations are done, and we have been nominated for quite a few, which is very nice.
Which ones do you know?
There's 11 of them.
11? All right. Well, then that's good.
Well,
All right.
all the stuff that you would hope to be nominated for.
No, he just told me he's going to be down in Georgia working on our friends' My Rebel episode, their EP or their album.
Yeah, I'm producing their EP.
So I'm going to have to go to the awards by myself and do these, hopefully.
So the question is, who's going to be Brittany Rotundo's date to the homies? Let's put it out there.
Big contest.
Who wants to take her to the Homie Awards?
There's a 14-year-old right now in your page.
Yep.
Ready.
Oh, man.
If I had a driver's license, I would take you.
Are you headed to the Tri-State Indie Awards this weekend?
No. We don't go where we're not wanted, man.
All right,
Yeah, man.
You know where you are wanted? I'm on your website right now, and I love the fact that you highlighted a quote from our writer, Nick Hancock, for that mag. And he had said that although it has the fresh feel of a diverse playlist, Start Sinning is surprisingly cohesive. We were quoted on their website.
Surprisingly cohesive.
Surprisingly.
Yes.
I love it.
Anytime, we're surprisingly anything.
What would you consider your sound? Because record and live, like.
I think that's the toughest question, for me at least. I think that's the toughest question that we get because, we're influenced by so many different ranging artists,
Right,
from...
It's not quite punk.
Right, it's not quite
It's
rock.
very
it's
much
not
rock,
quite
but
pop. It's like all of these
right.
things kind of combined together, but that's what we are, and that's
Well,
what
that's the
we're-
thing. I kind of have stopped really trying to define it. I know people feel the need to put something in a category or
but
put
what
it
do
in
you
a
tell
box.
people?
But, I basically just say it's rock and roll.
Yeah,
Because, if anything, like, regardless of what the sound of any particular song, like, the attitude is always rock and roll,
Amen to that.
So, and that's, I think, for us, like, John and Brittany is something that's, like, always morphing into something new anyway, so why try to, pigeonhole it?
Yeah.
You owe me a Coke.
Jim Cunningham in the chat room right now said that he will be Brittany's date and he'll bring gummy bears and vodka.
There you go.
Right?
Jimmy always stepping up. Look at that.
What more does a girl need?
Look at that.
You're too good to me, Jim. You're too good to me, buddy.
Do you know him?
Yes,
Yeah,
we do.
we're actually really good friends with the Cunningham brothers. They're really, really avid supporters of the local scene. And actually, Jim books over at the M Room with Saul Dratman, Gravity Given Productions, and
Yeah.
they're good
Actually,
guys.
Jim actually was responsible for us getting on WXPN for the first time.
Right,
Also.
that's right.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Good job, Jim.
Yes.
I did picture. I posted a picture of a brony as well. Just
Did you?
See?
folks at home that didn't know what it was, and
There they are.
I had no idea that this was like an actual thing.
I googled it, and it
It's
was
like he's holding you.
Aw. Oh, that's so disturbing.
You're so cuddly,
and
Brittany.
being that like your name is Brittany starts with the B, like the bronies could be like your
boom.
group.
Oh my
You know
God,
what I
no.
mean?
Hi,
Giving
we're
him
we're
ideas.
the we're
Do not
the
encourage John.
we're part of the local chapter
That's
of the
like your
Brony
classic.
Rotundos.
Oh God.
I feel like
Whoever shows up to Dobbs tonight with one of these dolls in the correct shade of Brittany's hair
yeah.
should be Brittany's date to the world.
I feel like
I think that's the
there's
best
a place
idea I've
for
heard.
this. I'm just not exactly sure where it is. All right, it has been a pleasure having you guys here.
Oh,
Thank
we
you
Oh,
so
it's
much.
been our
Thank you so
pleasure.
much.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for coming down, and you guys I know are had to head over to Dobbs shortly to get ready for the
Yes.
open mic this evening.
Sign up time.
To find out more about John and Brittany, head on over to their website, which is Brittany. I just put it down. There's no and in the website, right?
Yeah, no end. JohnBrittany.com.
John with an H, Brittany with 2 T's.com. You can get links to their Facebook page, their Twitter, all that other fun stuff, and find them online. And keep updated on their schedule. Where's the best place? Is that the best place to
The
go?
website is the best place.
The website?
I try to keep it updated pretty well.
I think you did a pretty good job
Yeah, you
because I
do,
got a
you
lot
do.
of
Thank you.
It's an awesome picture in the background too.
Thank
Of
you.
the two of you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I do. I really like it a lot. All right, we're gonna play one more song actually from the CD
Okay.
for their exit,
Okay.
and then when we come back, it'll be Dan and I
Just our
talking about
boring asses.
just our boring asses, but we have something very important to talk about.
Wow.
Billy Ray Cyrus's sequel to "Achy Breaky Heart."
I saw that.
The
Horrible
hip-hop version.
That's so hot. But did you see
Really?
the way he looked in it too? It's fucking, it's just bad, man.
It's so bad.
Well, I just saw like this still from that on YouTube. You know, it's like the most popular videos. I saw this still and I was like, I gotta watch this.
yeah, I'm pretty sure he's jealous that his daughter's getting so much attention.
Oh, I'm sure.
And
Oh,
he
I'm
needed to
absolutely
do
sure.
something.
He should cover Quack Like a Duck. That would be my theory.
That's horrible.
I would buy that.
That's
What
horrible.
song would be good to leave out on? We played Zola.
Well, since we're on, why don't we do Tommy? Tommy's not a widow.
Tommy's cool, yeah.
Play Tommy's Not a Widow.
All right. Again, this is off of the Start Singing album from John and Brittany. Again, you can head on over to their website to get all the information about where to pick that up. It's on iTunes and everything.
It's
right?
on iTunes.
It's everywhere.
And
All right. Thanks again, guys. Have fun tonight at Dobbs.
Thank
We'll
you.
Be back in a minute.
Woo. That was awesome. Thanks, guys.
I know, that was really
Tommy's not a widow, he never really was. I felt so fucking bad for him, I tried to pray to God. I told the Lord to help him out and buy the dude a beer. He said he would, he said he'd try, but something seemed so weird. Tommy's not a widow, he never really was. Tommy wouldn't bullshit God, I'm telling you, he's a stand-up guy. So how could he do something so fucking crazy? Honestly, I don't know why. Tommy's not a widow, he never really was. I felt so fucking bad for him, I tried to pray to God. Tommy's not a widow, he never really was.
right, that was a little Tommy's Not a Widow off of the John and Brittany EP. We loved having these guys. So head on over to Dobbs tonight if you're not doing anything, because we don't have anything going on at Voltage, so I know everybody's bored.
Yep, and there's going to be apparently some crazy characters down there.
There's like a whistle, and then there's
a guy on a skateboard.
A guy on a
tights,
skateboard. There's zucchini plants in South Philly.
yeah.
There's all sorts of stuff happening. And it's a snowstorm tomorrow anyway, so no one has work.
Yeah, so go get drunk.
So
get
drunk
at
at
Dobbs.
Dobbs. What else are you going to do with your life? I'm actually going for my early Valentine's Day dinner tonight.
Oh.
Yeah, because
So are you leaving like right now? Is it my? I got to run the show now.
I'm leaving you, Dan, right now. Goodbye.
All
no,
right.
only because I hate actually going out on Valentine's Day because it's just
It's
like
an
another
overhyped-
amateur night.
Yeah.
And so I don't do it. So we're gonna actually go for dinner this evening and pretend it's Valentine's Day.
Well, you know what everybody should do on Valentine's Day?
What's that?
They should come out to Levittown, PA at the Rio.
Oh,
to
definitely.
see
Yes.
my man Milton come out and perform. Voss.
Yep.
Headlining the bill with
Yes.
DJ Question of Jedi Mind Tricks.
Yes.
On the ones and twos. And
Which
some
is
other
amazing.
support with LTC and Joe Fam.
Yeah, and I want to just shout out Kevin and Sean who run those
Sean,
shows at
yeah.
Rio. They really do an amazing job.
Yes, they do. And they're all free.
And they're all free. Yeah, there's no cover. So now everybody has something to do tonight. They
Yes.
have, John Zapp has a show tomorrow night.
No, that got canceled.
Oh,
Dobbs canceled it. Yep. Inclement weather.
All right, and then Friday night, again, head on over to Rio in Levittown. All right, so do you want to talk about Billy Ray Cyrus?
All right, let's talk about it because I haven't
You haven't
seen
seen
it.
this?
No.
Okay. Billy Ray Cyrus, we all know, Miley's father. He was famous back in the day for a song called Achy Breaky Heart. You remember Achy Breaky Heart, right? Can you want to sing it for us? Can you? That would be awesome,
You're the
actually.
singer. You admitted tonight that you were a singer, so.
Years ago. But anyway, so he came out with a remake. He did a hip-hop version.
What does it mean to be a hip hop version? It looks
Well,
like in the video, it's a
listen,
whole
ready?
band.
Here, no, listen.
Baby, don't you say a thing. Do just what you do. Got me stuck on you like liquor. I swear you're 100 proof. And if I forget.
Okay, I can't even take anymore. That is Buck22 is the rap artist.
Okay.
Who did this track. So my whole thing is that I'm pretty sure that the reason he's doing this is because he's jealous of his daughter.
Yeah.
What do
Or
you think?
well, it could be jealousy or the opportunity to capitalize on something that is way bigger than his career.
And who is Buck22?
Someone who had enough money to convince Billy Ray Cyrus to do a remake. It sounds like it's
Exactly.
featuring Diplo, honestly.
It sounds a little like EDM. Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying?
It's a mention. You got my attention. The only thing I'm asking you to do. Don't tell my heart. My achy breaking heart. I just don't like it. I'm a slime.
So bad, right? It's so bad. Like I can't stop listening to it.
And the video has
that's how bad it is.
the video has like girls that are just taped instead of wearing clothes, like with these weird kind of body tape and everything else.
Yeah,
I think they know exactly what they were trying to do when they made this thing.
I don't know. I had to bring it up because I was really just like, so I'm mesmerized by it. I couldn't help it.
You know, I mean, but everybody. I mean, yeah, that terrible. But I'm not hating on Miley.
You're not hating on Miley?
No.
All right. I don't want to get into another Miley Cyrus discussion because I just can't in life. But I also want to mention May 23rd to the 25th is the big festival in Muskogee, Oklahoma. It's the Rocklahoma Festival. This year is actually going to be its 8th year. The lineup just got released. Kid Rock, Deftones, Motorhead.
What?
It's the
Rocklahoma
Festival.
Okay. Yeah. These look like all people that have already been past their prime.
Are you to say that Deftones are past their prime and Kid Rock is past their prime? Is that what you're saying? I just want to be
Yes.
clear.
Yes,
that's what you're saying.
100% exactly what I'm saying.
Wow, Motorhead? Do you even know who Motorhead is?
Who Motorhead is? Like they're the best worst band of all time.
No, that is Nickelback.
No, all right. We're talking about different things when we say that, but
Best worst?
I agree with you. Yeah, well, no, because I can't even give Nickelback best.
You can't give Nickelback
Like,
best
they're
worst?
So worst.
They're
I
so
can't give them any
worst.
best.
What is worse than Nickelback?
There's nothing worse than Nickelback.
Nothing worse than
But
Nickelback?
I would say the Deftones absolutely. Kid Rock, Yeah, Kid Rock's past his prime. We released a country record like 6 years ago, and then whoa.
420 Watch said it's terrible. I mean, who has that kind of cash to play with and can't even make something that sounds good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's absolutely it.
Yeah, and then Motorhead is terrible sonically, but I get it and I dig it because I'm like got that punk background, and you're just supposed to sound bad at singing when you're in a punk band. He's got two.
Did you sing
beautiful
in
moles.
your punk band?
Yes,
You did? Are you gonna like sing a little for us?
Nope. And I actually I let someone see my old music video
And
they were immediately trying to share with the world.
I think that you showed a brief clip of that to me as well.
I don't know if it was no, because it would be life changing. You would definitely remember it.
Well, then I want to see it. Where can I find it?
All right. I'll tell you what. I'll post it in the chat room if anybody wants to check it out.
Nice. Oh, this is awesome. You just totally made my night. Can anybody fill me in on what happened with the guy that apparently slapped Justin Bieber?
That was someone famous. That was
It was a basketball player, wasn't it?
Yeah, Chris Humphries.
So no, not Chris Humphries.
No, not
Blake something.
Blake Griffin.
Blake Griffin. What happened?
He's like the star of the Clippers.
Okay, I didn't know that.
He's the guy who jumped over. I think it was like a Nissan Altima or something in the slam dunk contest.
So did it really happen? Did he
I
slap
don't know.
Justin Bieber at
hope
Starbucks?
it happened.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. That would also make my day. Watching Dan Punk Band and learning that Justin Bieber got slapped is like the best Wednesday ever. Seriously, it really is.
This would be the first time that my band was ever on the radio.
I do want to thank John and Brittany again for coming here tonight. But when we cut out, Dan had brought up something that was, I think, really important to say that I feel like you should say, even though they're still not here.
Right.
I would love for everybody to hear it.
Yeah, I told them that they were, when I saw them originally, it was the first time I had ever seen them live. And I had bbeen, going out to local shows pretty much every night at that point, whether it be hip hop, whether it be R&B, whatever the genre is. And they came out and they got it. They just get it from the front to the back. They have a look.
They get it from the front.
They
to
get
the
it,
back.
and they get it from the front to the back. They just get it. But yeah. I mean, you got Brittany up there playing guitar with the thigh high boots on, the pink hair and everything, and just rocking. And then you got John, who is his vocals are perfectly fit into the songs, and the song structure is just awesome.
Dan, what is this music video?
Yo, it's the best music video ever. Don't even worry about it.
Wait, let's. It was a little weird though.
Oh yeah, I mean, come on. I was in high school.
I don't know. That's
Everybody
great.
in high school punk
All
band.
right, let's play some more music because we have so much to get in tonight. So much music to get in.
420 Watch bleaches his anus.
No, that's Justin Bieber. That bleaches his anus.
I think
Not
he just
420.
wanted to say it. He just didn't. He needed a medium.
Let's play a little Caught Dahlia. This song is called Crazy.